the Digital Music Trends coverage of South by Southwest 2013. It's still time of interactive conference, and I'm here with Greg Kostello, founder and CEO, and Tim Flack, co-founder and director of engineering at Givit. So hi guys, how's it going?
Going great. Glad to be here. Thank you. Good.
Awesome. So let's talk about Givit. Let's talk about sort of the broad picture of Givit, and then let's delve into your backgrounds. So what's Givit?
Givit is the easiest way to create videos right from your mobile phone or iPad. And we really wanted to reimagine how people create videos. So you just tap on the phone whenever you see the good parts, and we automatically stitch it together. And then you can add special effects and music, and then share it with just a few friends or the world.
Yeah. So we should probably start with your background. You guys both have a pretty interesting music background, even if Givit is primarily a video app. So let's start with that.
Great. Yeah, I've been a musician pretty much my whole life, and released a record a couple years ago, and Givit is just a really great way for musicians to use an app to kind of put their image out there and get their image in front of people, their fans initially, and through social networks. Is a great way to push it out there.
Yeah. And Greg, what's your background in music?
So I was the head of technology for a company called MP3.com, and there it was all about helping musicians succeed who didn't have access to major labels. And so we really love Givit because we think it's another tool for artists to use to create content around their music and get it out to the world.
Yeah. So let's start with the Givit journey in terms of how you set out to build a service. So what was your the core feature that really we wanted to concentrate on to make the service a minimum viable product, I guess?
I think the thing that everyone struggles with, is easy video editing, right? We all can take video from our smartphones, but the reality is editing has always been a chore, and the problem is if you don't edit the videos, then the videos are a chore to watch. So what we wanted to do was really make it really simple for people to create videos very quickly, and I think we've accomplished that.
Yeah.
Simply by tapping on the screen, you can pick out the best parts, and within minutes, not hours, you can have a great video to share.
Yeah, and from a technical perspective, like talking about, for example, the capabilities of an iPad to just encode videos, we were talking about in the prep how great that is because we have a separate chip to do just that. So how do you find the challenge of adapting video to the iPad's capability?
It's actually really easy. The reason we are on iOS right now is because there is that onboard encoding capability. If not for that, you would be sending massive amounts of video into the cloud, having some server decide how to cut it up and reassemble it. This makes it so you only get the best parts. Those are on your phone. Those are saved to your phone even before you upload it anywhere. So even if you have no connectivity like at South by Southwest, you can actually be editing these things on your phone, save them off, and when you're in a place with good connectivity, you can upload them. So that encoding on the phone, it gives you that both instant gratification and the flexibility for your workflow.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're here at South by Southwest. There's tons of footage being shot, but I would imagine that only a small portion of that actually ends up making it online because people either don't have the time or the inclination to go and edit that. So you guys really help on that front, and on the music side as well. You've done something for South by specifically, right?
Yes, we actually teamed up with a great company called Pledge Music, and Pledge Music is, think of it as sort of a Kickstarter for bands. And we thought, wouldn't it be great if we could work with that community of bands and help them by creating music videos. And so most bands know music videos are a big chore usually to create and very expensive.
Yeah.
So, but bands love their music. So what if you combine together? They get an iPhone. If they don't have one themselves, they can borrow one. They apply their creativity, and just by tapping on the phone, they add their own music and create a music video. So we did that. We created a contest, and this wonderful artist named Letitia Wolf, she created this great video, and we were blown away. We just couldn't believe what they were able to create. But I think there's artists have such creativity, and if you give them a tool and it's free, then they can create amazing things.
Yeah,
that's one of the things we saw. You work on things like this in a vacuum for a while. You kind of have to. It's the necessity. And the validation of that comes when somebody creative comes and uses it and makes something that is something you didn't even really realize the product could do. We watched the video and went, is that possible? And went away and played with ourselves. That actually really is possible with the app. It's a great kind of validation of the work, and then, the happy surprises for the engineers.
Sure, of course. And looking at sort of how Givit works on a commercial background, so how do you guys, how is it structured, and how do people pay for it, essentially?
Yeah, so it's really free to begin with, and you get 5 gigabytes of free storage, which is a lot. That equals about 45 minutes of video. So that most people, you think about short form, that's a lot of video. But then on top of that, if you want more, if you need more, for $30 a year, you get 100 more gigs. That's a lot of video.
Yeah.
And
it's a
so
good deal.
it's thank you. And so we tried to make it really easy and fast. And our focus is really about getting people to try out the app, and I think they're going to really enjoy it. And I think for the casual user, they'll never reach that 5 gig cap, but they'll still find it very useful.
Yeah, sure. And in terms of looking at the social sharing as well, it's really easy to share a video then to a bunch of different networks and YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and also you have your own internal network on Givit. So how does that work, and how do you hope to increase the size of that internal network as well?
It's a really similar social network in almost a hybrid of what YouTube is and Facebook is.
Yeah.
We have following, so you can follow people that you like their content. We also have categories. So for musicians, categories are great. You can categories, we're a rock band. This is rock music. And anybody following the rock music category will get an alert on their phone when somebody posts the rock music category.
Yeah, sure.
And it's also really easy to form those circles or connections between people. If I like the music that Greg likes, I'm going to go into who he's following and find those people, click through to their profiles and go, yeah, that's the kind of content that I want to see on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Follow those people, and now I get those alerts. Future versions of the product will end up having play counts and all that stuff. So, you as the person who posted the video can see your likes and your play counts and all of that kind of skyrocket as the content moves through different circles and different networks within the Givit social network.
Yeah, of course. And looking, beyond music, of course, what are you looking at in terms of expanding the user base on other categories?
Well, I think when we look at people, even musicians love other activities, right? They like sports. All of us enjoy sports, whether we're watching or doing. And really, one thing about this app is it's mobile. So I don't have to be at home to edit videos. I can be out in the world to share and create and view and watch and edit videos. So we find that anybody involved with things that are cultural, we see a lot of dance videos, we see a lot of sports videos, sometimes obscure sports like rugby, more obscure here in the US than other places, but surfing videos, skateboarding videos. So these communities of people that they're always mixing in music and creative and athletics and living life, those are the people that are really gravitating towards the app.
Yeah, of course. And so, the important thing is to get the word out to artists and musicians that they can accomplish a lot with the devices they have. And I guess that's the biggest challenge right now, because as soon as you start talking to artists about shooting video at gigs or doing this kind of stuff, if they want to do something that looks good, they think they have to go out and buy some sort of crazy equipment. But now they can actually do a lot with their own devices.
Yeah, I think Instagram really did break down the wall for photography. Musicians are now completely fine doing all of their tour press with here's what we're doing today on Instagram, to the point, and I don't know if this is insider knowledge or not, but Clapton's latest record, he told his record label, you can only use photos that are on my iPhone for the record cover. I think that record comes out Tuesday, and it's actually got a picture of it's totally the front-facing camera looking up at him with a hat. He looks like he's on a beach somewhere. Yeah. So the wall got broken down there with Instagram. People knew that they could now, okay, I can do something that's good and looks good and that I can put out there. And the next step is really video and showing the world that we can do stuff. It's easy. I can do this while I'm on the road. I can do this while I'm in the van. I can do this backstage, and I can get it out there without going back to my computer. It really is that extra step past photography.
And of course, that you look at something like Vine, and that's really sort of, I guess, helping a little bit on that front, because it's helping people to realize what they can do. But of course, 6-7 seconds is nothing, so you can't actually put out anything. Yeah, you can put out meaningful stuff through it. I'm not saying that you can't,
The
but
intro to your song.
it's just, exactly. It's from a musician's point of view, it's nothing. So I mean, it's great that that's there because it got people to think about it in a different way. But then you can come in and actually get them to the long form.
Yeah, in fact, that's what I always say to people. I actually like Vine because it turned people from watchers to creators.
Yeah.
But 6 seconds, you say, is not enough. You have to go through an editing process, even a simple one like ours.
Yeah.
And so we're actually thankful for that. I do the comparison all the time.
Yeah, that's great. Well, and the website is givit.com.
Givit.com.
Perfect. Check it out on the App Store. Thank you so much, guys, for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Deliver